hands were covered with the same material that the body was. They were continuous glove-like hands coverings, but they had 5 fingers or digits inside each. This is the video that Art Bell has in his possession, along with the one in the woods. The skin texture was like that of a pig, very coarse and dense, not quite as elastic as ours. And it smelled like rotting fruit. Kind of a grayish, pinkish brown. This is the wound, approximately 1.5 inches by 1 inch. Piece of the skull connected to the skin with a skin flap. Intercranial material was exposed. Color of the blood was red or dark cherry red, very similar to ours. Yeah, it could be a good ad for a decongestant. I'm holding the camera. They're my hands.
And part of the breathing is contributed to the fact that he was still extremely sick from what had happened earlier.
That was a joke. He had a camera taped onto a ladder, and he was moving the body in the perimeter of the camera. He was using both hands. Those are his hands in surgical gloves. Someone made the suggestion that he filmed it and did this autopsy, so that means he had 4 hands.
In regard to the feet, it had shoes that were also part of the same material. No definition line between, but the density of the fabric was totally different than it was on the rest of the body. It was hard and I could not feel any toes through it. Feet were very small, the arms were very long, the hands were very big. It was about 4.5 feet in length, and it weighed about 50 pounds. And again, there is the full body. Bony. Okay. Now, in regard to this piece of video, people have pointed out many details, and to give a little bit more detailed discussion about something that wasn't quite obvious to me in the video, I'd like to introduce you to a good friend, Cole Larson, who has come forward today to show you something that only I saw yesterday. And it's quite interesting. Can we run the Cole Larson video, please?
This particular video clip I made.
Just get closer.
Is that better? I made this video after Jonathan and I and my two sisters watched this in my sister's living room up in Seattle about a month ago. And my sisters were very persistent in claiming that the creature was blinking. So in an effort to see if that was the case, I produced this little video using some software I have. I took the video sequence where the creature is blinking and extracted that from the video and put it on my computer. And this is the original video sequence as Jonathan recorded it. And then I play it again and I mark those two blinking sequences. So keep your eye on the creature's eyes here. Right here. And okay. So watch the eye here. There's two different sequences where it blinks. That was the second one. And I'm going to repeat this whole thing in the next segment of the video again so that you can see it. And then I mark the segments with a little green text up at the top as the creature is blinking. And I'll try and point that out again with the laser here as it's happening.
So essentially what Cole is defining is that this thing was playing possum on me when I thought it was dead.
Now, when I study this, I've sat and studied this little clip for hours. I also think I can pick up a little head movement when it's blinking. You can see it here. That's blink sequence 1. And then there may be a little mouth motion as well, but there's definitely some head motion in this one.
Robert, you need to sit up because your head's blocking. Yeah,
Okay. So the next part of this tape, what I did is I took each of those two sequences, extracted them out, and then I ran them at 1/10 speed. Essentially, I duplicated the frames 10 times for each frame so that we could watch it in very slow motion. This is sequence 1, and here you can see the eye here again. This is this video that I took this from is many generations downstream from the original, so there's a lot of distortion in here you can see. But it's still, that reflection cannot be caused by the camera motion because it happens, I'm not an expert, but it would seem to me that if it was just light being reflected, that it wouldn't happen so many times in the same amount of time. So there it is here. Close. And I think that's, one more time here. It's starting to get more obvious when you